What's going on, everybody? Johnny TCG back with another video. Today we have a best of 3 series against a starter deck 4 Crocodile. I am starter deck 10 Luffy. I choose to go first. I don't love my first hand, and I mulligan, and I get an even worse hand. So I am not feeling good about this already. Usually we like to see a Nami to play on turn 1. Or even a Zoro, so I know I have a turn 2 play, but I see neither of those, and so I have a feeling it's going to be a long early game for me. They play down the Sengoku from OP07, search 7 Warlords of the Sea, and they're going to take Jinbei from OP07. This allows them on play to play another 4 cost or less 7 Warlords of the Sea character from their hand. I draw a queen, nothing I can do for 3 done, so I'm just going to swing 9. They take it as expected. They play Jinbei, play out the Dracula Meacock. All I really have to play is queen. I don't like going down Dawn early when I can't re-ramp it right back, but I have no choice in this case. I have to draw, see some new cards, and then I trash the Shanks. I already have one. They play out the Boa, the 6-drop from OP07. That is an awesome card. Queen can attack, but that's fine. I didn't plan on attacking with it anyway. I finally get the Nami I wanted, but now I'm wondering if it's too late. I'm going to swing 6 with Leader. They probably have a 2K, or they just take it. And I'm going to go with the Sanji from OP07, the blocker. Not ideal to play this on 6th on, but they have a lot of characters on board. I know some swings are probably going to be coming at me, so I kind of want to block her up a little bit. Next turn I'll be at 8 Dawn and can play the Monkey D Dragon though, or I can even use Leader ability to ramp one and then play the Edward Newgate. The Monkey D Dragon is a little bit more enticing because it has Rush and therefore will be guaranteed a swing, whereas Edward Newgate, if I play it, it very likely will get Gum Gum Red Rocketed off the field immediately. They're going to swing 6 with Mihawk. I am debating this. They still have a ton of Dawn up. I think right now I should be blocking because they still have plenty of Dawn up to play Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger. And they could have bottom decked Queen and Sanji. They don't though. I don't really want to use a 2K, so I'm going to let Queen die. But that also kind of exposes that I do not have a lot of counter in hand. I'm thinking, what could they play for 6 again? It could be another Boa. I'm just going to take this. And it is another Boa, so that Sanji will not be attacking. I decided to go with the Dragon here so that I can get some immediate swings and try to clear out their board, or at least pressure life. I got to do one or the other this turn. I don't really feel like it's a good time to be passive with the Newgate. Swinging 9 at lead with Dragon, it hits, and now I'm going to swing 8 with Luffy. I'm leaving 1 Dawn up for Radical Beam. And they are pondering this. They let it hit, but I imagine they probably did have the counter in hand to block it. So that was a deliberate choice by them, I'm assuming. Right now, they do have a lot of swings coming my way. Depending on what they do, I'm going to be sweating a little bit. They're going to go 10 with Boa, 11 with Boa, into Dragon. Still with 7 Dawn up, they could play another Boa to make it unable to attack. I'm thinking maybe it's a trap. They're going to give 1 Dawn to Dracula Mihawk. Swing 6 into life. Still with 6 Dawn. They trashed the Red Rock, which makes me think they likely have another one. 6 to life. I'm gonna block it. I don't love it, but I'm gonna block it. I don't know what else they plan to do this turn. 8 into me, I'm gonna take it. And for 6, they play another boa. And my Monkey D Dragon cannot attack, which is not ideal. I could play the Shanks. I'm going to go with the Newgate because I want to keep one Don up for Radical Beam. And I'm just going to go 8 at life. I can't imagine they don't have 2/2Ks, and they do. Or they seem to have enough to at least get out of that attack. And I've got to pass. There's nothing I can do. I would really love to see another rush card right now. They currently have at least 3 8K swings at me, so I do have a little bit more counter now than I did at the beginning of the game. I have 1K with Sangoro, 1K with Zorojuro, and then 2/2Ks with Sanji and Farnosuke. They're going to go 10 at me already. I am going to go 2K and 1K. If I let one go through, they're just going to be able to stack all they're done on one character and swing. They give 2 to Boa, so now she'll be swinging for 10K. This one again, I should counter out of. With 6 Dons still up, they may Red Rock, they may play another Boa to freeze, Dragon, or Newgate next turn. They're just going to go 8 at lead, and I feel like I have to take this. I could have Radical Beamed out of it, but that just didn't feel good. And now they're going to go all in with Mihawk. Definitely a little bit of a risky play. I have that one down up for Rad Beam, so I'm just going to do that. And they concede. At this point, I don't think it was necessarily game over. They do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6K encounter in hand. I think that conceding was a little bit early. GG's, it is what it is. Let's run it back. Starting game 2, my opponent chooses to go first this time, so I'll be on the even curve. I do like my starting hand a lot better than I did last time. I'm going to play Nami, and I get the Zorojuro. And then I'm going to stack my cards a little bit, even though I probably won't see those cards anyway. Now, next turn, I have a good 3-drop to play. They're going to just hard play the Edward Weevil from starter deck 3, just a vanilla, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'm going to go 7 at life, they take, and then Zorojuro next. And I pass. Hopefully that Zorojuro will stay on board, and I'll be able to ramp some Dom with it. 6K with lead. Do I really want to take a hit so early? They could hypothetically stack 4 on that Weevil and make me defend out of a bigger one. So that's why I'm kind of hesitating. And I decide I do want to counter out of this in case they did make me have to counter out of another big one. They Jinbei into a 4-drop 6,000 Gecko. And that is a really good play for them. I'm going to go 5 with Zorojuro. That allows me to get a Don active for my Don deck. I'm going to swing 6 with Luffy. And then I'm just going to play out the 6-drop Sanji blocker from OP07. Ideally, you played that card after you just subtracted a lot of Don from your Don deck or from your field. And so you can cheat it out using its ability. But alas, in this case, we did not. I think the ideal play would be doing that on the turn after you play Gear 5 Luffy. That lets you skip your opponent's turn. But As we know, I'm not running that in this deck, and so, yeah, that situation doesn't come up too often. 6k at Zorojuro, I gotta let it go. 6k into lead, I'm gonna take it to see what we can get. I do like the Eustace Captain Kid 7 drop in this deck. I should counter out of this one because I don't know what they're going to swing for next. They're going to give me another 6k. They're really kind of putting the pressure on, and I decide that I'm actually going to counter out of it, use the last of my counter. That was a little bold of me. Definitely a questionable decision. Now I'm at 10 Dawn. I think right here the ideal play should be Shanks and maybe develop a big body. Or maybe not. Maybe it's Eustace Captain Kid, develop a less big body, and then give my leader plus 1,000. This is a really tough turn for me. Let me know in the comments what you would do in this situation. I really can't decide. I am just going to swing 6 into Edward Weevil, try to get a character off the board. I don't imagine they're going to let this go. They do. And I play the Shanks, and I get the 6k Gecko off the board. I chose that because since it's at 6k, it won't take any Dawn for them to swing at me. I'm not feeling great here. They got 2 solid bodies on board. Even though I have a blocker and Shanks, I know something like Boa Hancock is right around the corner to make it so I actually can't swing with Shanks. 6k at me. I have to take it. If I use Jet Gatling, I kind of expose that I don't have many cards in hand to counter. And then here we go again. And now I'm going to use Gum Gum Jet Gatling. Now I have to make the decision of, do I want another blocker or do I want to KO one of their characters? I'm leaning towards Shanks here, hence swinging first with Luffy. That doesn't leave any Dawn up for a Radical Beam if I draw one out of life. My opponent probably has the sense that I don't have... I'm not in a great position despite what my board may tell you. They've got 3 swings, I can only take 2. I've got a blocker on board, but when playing a blue deck, a 6-drop blocker can be easily removed with Gravity Blade Raging Tiger or Gum Gum Red Rock. They're going to give 1 Dawn to Boa, 2 Dawn to Boa. Will they give Boa 3? Nope, just 2. And I can 2k out of this if I want to. I decide to block. I think in hindsight I should have 2k'd out of it. But then if they were to do something to get rid of my blocker, then that would be bad news. They're going to swing 8 at me. I have to take this. And now 1 big leader swing will end it for me. Tough break. Let's do another rematch. Let's make it best of 3. Alright, they accept. You love to see it. I get to choose. I'm going to go second, and I really like this opening hand. I have 2 Namis. Start getting some card advantage. I have a Faranosuke for counter, and then I do have Starter Deck 10, Eustace Captain Kid, and Monkey D. Dragon from OP07 as some of the bigger bodies. They start out with the Sengoku, as expected, and they're going to draw the Dracula Mihawk from Starter Deck 3. First Nami, I have to decide between Rad Beam and Sangoro. I decided to go with the Rad Beam. And then here, Diable Jambe is an interesting choice, but I'm going to go with the Zorojuro. It does give me counter. Frankly, I'm not even sure if I'm going to play it next turn. I think that Mr. Tube on Clay from EB01 might be a good choice as well. They simply play Edward Weevil for 3 Dawn and pass. I'm kind of debating on what to do here. I think I'm going to go with the Zoro Joro here, swing 7 at lead, but I do think that there is merit to the Mr. 2 Bonclay play. Let me know if you think the Bonclay play would have been better. I love to hear your thoughts and really appreciate it when I have people in the comments giving me advice and correcting some of my play mistakes. So definitely let me hear it down below. For 5 down, they're going to play X-Drake and put the cards on the bottom of their deck. That is not great for them. They're going to pass it back to me. Still no swings at life, so I am feeling pretty comfortable right about now. I am going to... I'm going to give 1 Don to Zoro Joro, I'm thinking. Maybe even 2. I'm going to go 2 Don with Zoro Joro so I can swing with 6, get 1 active. For 5 Don, still up. I am going to go with Mr. 2 Bonclay, I think. They're going to block and counter with X-Drake. I think you can make the argument maybe I should have swung with another extra Don on Zoro Joro. But I didn't. I play Mr. 2 Bonclay, get to ramp another one, get to use leader ability to ramp another one, and I am going to swing 9k at X-Drake just to get it off the board. I do want to get them down in life a little bit more. They're going to go 5k at Zoro Joro. This is really tempting to save, but I don't really have any more Don ramping I need to do. I've got, I believe I'm at 9 right now, so next turn I'll be at 10. So I let it go. Then they're going to play Doflamingo from Starter Deck 3. This is a card you don't see a ton. I really like it though. 7 drop, 7,000 power, return a cost 7 to the owner's hand. I'm going to play Newgate for 9 Don, and then swing with my leader for 8. I leave a Don up for Radical Beam. I don't really think at this point in the game it's super necessary, but I like to be a little bit more conservative in this case, and so that's why I didn't give it to Luffy. They're going to swing 10 at me, which is a little intense, and I'm going to let it hit. For 6 Don, they do the old Boa Hancock play. I am starting to get tired of her. For 10 Don, I can go Dragon, or I can go Eustace Captain Kidd. I'm going to go Dragon in this case because I want to pressure the life. And I am just going to swing big into Dofi. I really want to get it off the board. I don't want to deal with another attacker that doesn't require Don to swing at me. So they're going to need to have 6k counter in hand, and knowing the Warlord package, they do in fact have it. That is really unideal. I think I could justify here. It would be risky, but I don't think swinging 7 at the Dofi. Let me know in the comments if you think I should swing 7 at the Dofi with my leader. In hindsight, I do not necessarily think that's the best play ever. They take the hit to life. They've got a wide board. They've got 10 down to work with. I wouldn't be surprised if I see another Boa. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a Gum Gum Red Rock. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they play another big body like 10 drop Kaido. 10 at lead. I can get out of this, but I'm leaning towards just letting it hit, see what I can get. Another rusher I think would be ideal. Monkey D Dragon. I end up getting the 2k from life. That's not bad at all. I'll never complain about a 2k, except in the times where I will complain about a 2k. 6 at lead with their leader. This is an easy counter. 1k. 6 down, still up. 7 at lead with Dofi. Put your bets in the comments right now. Are they playing a Boa or are they playing a Red Rock? And it's a Boa. Congrats on everyone who bet Boa. Your cash payments will be mailed to you in the upcoming days. They sent it back to me. I don't really have any ideal plays, I don't think. I do have Eustace Captain Kidd, which is a good big body to have. It'll power up my leader by 1,000. But really, right now, I want to see a dragon. I would like to see a Shanks even. Shanks would be a great card to see. So I'm just trying to calculate what the best way to do this is. I feel like I have to go for board. I have a ton of counter in hand, but yeah, I just want to get... I'd feel more comfortable if I cleared their board a little bit. Luckily, I get that Dofi out of the way. I'm going to play the Eustace Captain Kidd and use its ability to return to Dawn and give Luffy an extra 1,000. And then I'm going to swing 7 into lead. They take it. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. I have 2 Dawn up for 2 Radical Beams. I have 3 1Ks and a 2K, and then I also have a Gum Gum Jet Gatling. So I am feeling pretty comfortable right now. I'm not completely calm, cool, and collected, but I am not shaking in my boots either. They swing big at me with Boa. I Rad Beam and Mr. Tube on Clay out of it. They're going to give 3 Dawn to Edward Weevil, and I'm going to 2K out of that. In this turn, they're kind of saying, by giving all this Dawn to their characters, to me, they're kind of going for broke here. Because they're not going to be able to deal with my board. I don't think. Maybe they have a ton of counter. But not freezing any of my characters, not bottom decking any of them. And they concede. GG's. Those were really fun matches. They disconnect. But if you're out there watching good games, they did not have any counter in hand. They had 2K of counter. So it was a definite... Or 4K maybe. Yeah, I believe those Jinbees are counter. But moral of the story is they weren't going to survive the next turn. And they didn't really have any great play lines either. So they went for it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll take a quick deck list check in a moment. Here's the deck list I was running, y'all. I'm having a ton of fun with Starter Deck 10 Red Purple Luffy. There's definitely some changes that should be made to this deck list that I will implement. For example, I don't think the Eustace Captain Kidd 5-drop has been very beneficial when I don't run that many cards that make me return Dawn to my Dawn deck. Also, the 5-drop or 6-drop Sanji has not been very useful if I don't run Gear 5 Luffy from OP07, which I think I actually may drop the kids, put in the Luffys, maybe drop Sanji down by 1. I'd like to find room for the Starter Deck 1 5-drop unblockable Luffy somewhere in this deck. But that's all I got for you today. Like, comment, and subscribe. For every like this video gets, I will buy a manga Shanks. Yeah, don't tell my wife and kids, but yeah, every like this video gets, I'm gonna buy a manga Shanks, and then I will flex on the world. Alright, y'all. Peace.